Prince of this tourist guy being in other places and sort of imposing himself. I get that. But the pictures of the dead musicians, I'm still kind of lost as to how that actually fits into your overall thing. Where did that idea come from? Where is that?
Well, I'm a huge music fan, and I listen to music while I work all the time. I listen to music while I ride my bike, and I just think that music is a very specific cultural thing, and it doesn't like. I think popular music is an interesting thing because it's not necessarily rooted in a specific culture, and it's more of a business proposition rather than a real cultural thing. Because I know I was talking to you the other day about the idea of people musicians doing collaborations, and how you made like a musician. We were talking about Beck and how he released one of his albums, he had a whole bunch of other people remix his songs and impose their own sound onto his songs, and as a consequence would make like a hardcore Beck fan say, it's not Beck, I don't like it. But for people who only have access and only understand music in a certain way, it would make Beck accessible to them. And I think that the fact that musicians are flying in order to go to different places to share their music says a lot about how their music has been commodified and has been made something that's not like culturally a cultural artifact for the sake of being a form of expression, but for being a business proposition and for being something that can make money. And I think the fact that they died, not in making their music, but in selling their music, I think that's kind of an important thing.
Do you think that charging for your art makes it monetized? Or is do you think pure art is free art?
I don't know. I think the lines between art and commerce are so fuzzy these days that it's really hard to say. I think that anything that's made honestly and it's made to communicate something where it's not necessarily like a literal speaking or a literal communication, then it can be.
Because it's expressing to someone, irrespective of what's happening, you're going to portray that.
Yeah. And I think that, I had a friend who owned a gallery in Vancouver for a long time, and he was showing 500 artists a year at one time. It was crazy. He was showing, he was responsible for making a bunch of artists. And I asked him once, what does it take to make it as an artist? And he said a following. And that's really, that's to make it.
This is where you pan around the room and see Caleb's following. Everybody wave.
And I think that's, if someone starts to make something for a specific audience and for a market, then I think it starts to get dishonest. But if someone's making something just because they want to make it, and because they think it means something to them, and it's something that they can communicate through them, they're supposed to be sold. Yeah.
Who's your market?
Pardon?
Who's your market?
You. Come on.
What's making it to you?
What's making it to me? You know what? It's funny, I was talking to Quinn last night as I just finished another a window display actually, which is funny because that's a very commercial thing. But it was very self-motivated. It was something that I pitched to the store and said, "Here, I want to do this thing," and I sort of hijacked the project and just made whatever I wanted to make.
You gotta plug the store right now. Name and address.
Well, I don't know what you know what I don't know what making this stuff is to me, but I just know that I can't not do it. I've tried to like do stuff that other people want to do, have a regular job, and it kind of doesn't really work for me. I just feel like there's something about doing your own work that, or for me, doing my own work and just following through on the ideas that keep coming up over and over. Because I have a log of ideas, and if I go back through those ideas, oftentimes I can find threads, and I can find things that keep coming up, and it's those things that I end up following through on. So those are the things I just